Next, I will be getting more into the screening. You have your screening and your skinning. Screening, you really do not have to screen your campers. I'm screening because of one, this material contains fiberglass, and I'm sure the paint and the skin, PMF is another term for skinning. The skin will hold that in. I'm doing this on both my campers. For one, on this one on both of them to give me a better seal. This is a process you can cut out, which will cut your cost in half. But like I said, it's a hobby, my first hobby in camping and building foamies, and I'm hoping they're going to be around for a while. So I'm just taking an extra measure to screen them. Like I said, you cut your cost in about half if you decide not to screen. Most definitely your time will be cut in half. But like I said, I'm doing this just for screening, for my curiosity. So just keep in mind, if you build the foamy, you do not have to screen it. You can go right to skinning, PMFing, and take it from there. These next few videos will be of screening. I am going to screen the inside and outside on both of my campers. And other than that, let's get into it. And one other thing I would like to note about screening, if I didn't mention it, you do not have to use Titebond 2 for screening. You can use original Titebond. You don't even have to use glue. You can use exterior paint, primer, anything that's going to help bond the screen. And the reason I'm assuming the first person I picked this up from called the screen, which is Nomad, because he basically used the screen type material for like window screens and stuff, anything of that nature. But as you see for my screening, I'm using fiberglass but as you can see for my screening, I'm using landscape fiber. But as you can see for my screening, I'm using landscape material. I've tried two different types. I like the one that's that breathes a little bit better, the non-woven material. But you can use, like I said, exterior paint as well. And if a foamy builder have used anything other than Titebond 2 for your skin, for your PMF, as such as just straight exterior paint to bind it to the foam. If you use anything other than Titebond 2 or 3 or commercial glue, more or less, if you have used exterior paint to do the binding as well as to seal the canvas, we would like to hear from you. But as far as screening, you do not have to use glue. You can use, like, once again, you can use exterior paint or something of the sort as that. I even heard tacky, I believe that's Allen something, like the craft material tacky glue. You can even use that to skin your camper as opposed to wood glue. So there's a whole lot of mediums and things you can use. These are just the products and items I'm using for my build. And now let's flip the page and get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put another coat on this. I got to move pretty quick because the sun is pretty warm right now and it's drying it out pretty quick. So I'm gonna wrap that front edge after this dries, and then I'll come back and stretch it around and take care of that. So this is the first layer, the bottom layer of the outer skin. And I'll come back once this dry and do the front portion, because like I said, I don't want to stretch this and wrinkle it. I have to come in and apply some under that, but instead of pulling it up right now, I'll just apply it once it's dry. Everything else is looking pretty decent. I'll trim the edge. That'll be under the 1x4 that I put down at the bottom when I'm finished. But like I said, I'll pull this portion once it dry and get started on the top section and then the roof. One other thing to keep in mind is I've been thinking about this stuff sometime, and when I get the opportunity to get on it, I jump right on it and don't think about the conditions. One thing you want to think about once you start gluing your PMF, your glue, your skin, the paint probably won't be so bad because it'll be over, it's the final coat. But once you're gluing your skin, PMF, while you're stretching and moving it, you don't want to be in direct sunlight because that's gonna make it dry out a whole lot quicker, maybe even quicker than you can work it. So be mindful of that in the condition. Try to get you a shaded spot and somewhere where the sun isn't directly on it. But I'm gonna let this sit and dry, and hopefully this evening I'll come back and do the top section. Just a real quick glimpse on how this edge turned out. Finally got it smoothed down. That under there. Yeah, I'll be getting the top part this evening. The sun get behind those trees, a little cooler at night. Work out just fine. And of course, this is gonna show up. But I'm not gonna worry about it. So I'm trying to drape this top part now. I got it going around, and it's falling a little short on the far side as well, but it'll be enough to cover the top. And I'm overlapping it here at least about an inch and a half, close to 2 inches. But I'm gonna work this side, get this side in place, and then just work my way around. Had over 200 thumbtacks, and now I can only find 4. I must say my benefit now is that the sun is not drying it out so quick. Coolness of the night, the shadow, the shade is a benefit. Don't have to move as quick. Don't have to move as quick because it's not setting as fast. And this is how the interior is coming along as far as getting the shell attached to the trailer, to the floor. I'm going to come off the end perhaps right at 2 feet and put a little toilet and sink in that area. So I got a wall I want to put in there, and that will also give me a little support on that section. Where was the window? Pretty much right there. But I think it turned out all right. And once I get it all screened, and well, at least screened, then I'll cut the new location in for the windows. I think I'm gonna put the small one on this side, the large one. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll put, I don't know yet. I done washed the roller out now, but got a few spots on this side I could have rolled out. I'm gonna let this part sit and dry so I don't pull and tuck, so I don't pull and wrinkle it so much. Don't put too much stress and tension on it. Or at least that's my reason for quitting tonight at this point. And I'll drape that tomorrow, finish it up, sand that. But then after that, put the top on, get the corners and that portion, then I can start on the inside. And so that happens to be the last of the high bond. I think I used, that's 10 gallons at the moment. So that was pretty good. Like I said, I got a deal on that. And that's amongst the 2 campers so far. I have the next deal from Tara. And yes, I do recommend if you come across this high bond exterior. I do recommend high bond golden glue exterior if you happen to come across that. And like I said, my next batch will be the glue from Tara. We'll be giving that a shot. But so far, that's been 2 5-gallon drums plus 3 gallons of Titebond 2. And like I said, a lot of it has went to the door, putting stuff on, taking it off. So I'm pretty sure I've used more than what's needed for a build. But once again, that's what I say, check out your Facebook deals, your bargains, or whatever you can, especially if it's your first build. It's been 2 buckets of drywall compound as well, and that 1 gallon there to the right of it, and that 5-gallon bucket right there to the right is the paint I have so far. Plus I did go to WM and find they had the Gill, I can't even think of the name of it right now, but they had an exterior and an interior paint. I picked up 5 exterior, 5 interior. The exterior was $6.50 and the interior was $5. So check your savings. And good night for tonight.